Melee is an incredible game. Despite being developed in just 13 months and releasing 23 years ago, the competitive Melee scene is still thriving today. And I am happy to be a part of it. No, not that part of it. No, not there either. I'm right here. Listen guys, I am not good at Melee. The most I have ever done for the Melee scene is give it this clip.
I mean, thinking hard.
Alright, Corn Cycle, Falco's back.
Working hard or hardly working? What is it? What's the joke, Ziggy?
What do you do, Ziggy?
The game is very, very difficult, frustratingly so. So, I have not competed seriously in Melee for over 5 years. However, Melee has changed in my absence in one major way. Slippy. Not only does Melee now have a buttery smooth rollback netcode, it also has an online ranked mode. And now that the game that I love has changed, it's time for me to change too. For the next 30 days, just like with my Ultimate video, I'm going to be grinding Melee religiously. I'm going to be using methodical practice and coaching to see how good you can actually get in 1 month. This will all culminate in a big Seattle regional at the end of the challenge. Does an Ultimate player stand a chance against people with decades of experience? Well, let's find out. Before I even touch a controller, we have to set some goals. As of now, I have a win rate of just 34%, which, fun fact, is abysmal. The best I have ever gone at a tournament is 3-2, and frankly, that was kind of a fluke. Most of the time, I'm very lucky to take a set. So the goals are as follows. 40% win rate or higher. This shows improvement, but is still realistic. Top 8 a local. I've never done it before. Take a set off a local PR player. This one's a little ambitious, but we'll see. Finally, I'd like to hit gold rank in Slippy because that's about where people start actually considering you to be good at the game. In my Ultimate video, I spent over $300 on coaching, tournament fees, and equipment. So thankfully, my locals this time around are free, Melee is free, and I don't need to buy a new controller or anything. Who put this here? Really? Well, let's get started. Melee is a very technical game, and unfortunately, needlessly so. I would like to once again reiterate, I love this game, so before you comment saying my parents don't love me, I love Melee. But there are some things in this game that are just ridiculously unforgiving. There are a lot of things in this game that are a great example of risk versus reward when it comes to execution. For example, you can do a ledge dash while intangible, which is super advantageous. But it is also difficult to do in the heat of the moment, and the punishment for messing it up is death.
Angle, but he misses the ledge dash! Beautiful angle, but Leffin. I heard that.
Then there's doing an aerial out of shield, which if you're trying to do on the first airborne frame is ridiculously difficult and leads to like no reward. In fact, due to the fact that Melee has no meaningful buffer system, everything in this game feels like a Dead by Daylight skill check. Want to follow up on your throw? I hope you memorize when to input jump, or you'll be standing there like a moron. Marth spamming F smash on your shield? Well, I hope you spent some time in reversal training because this absolutely will matter in a set. I understand why people like this game when they have thousands of hours in it. You get great moments like this.
He'll like drill, then like cross up tilt or something. I don't know. He just makes it as complicated as possible. But I was talking about Moki. Daniel
But the mechanics I've just talked about make this game ridiculously unfriendly to newcomers. Especially when everything I just talked about also applies to the movement in this game. All of this begs the question, if you only have 30 days, what should you even be practicing? First of all, I want to be realistic with the amount of time I was putting into Melee for this video. I'm unemployed, but you might not be. So I limited myself to just 20 hours a week, which is still about 3 hours a day of practice. So I start pretty much every day by waking up and doing Uncle Punch drills. Those being ledge dash training, reversal training, the combo lab, and exercise. All of these really help you get a feel for movement and warm up your hands before I would jump into unranked to play real people until they inevitably quit out on me. Then finally I'd queue ranked until my time was over. One thing I found really effective in the Ultimate video was taking notes between games about what I felt I did wrong the previous game. But Slippy didn't make that easy on me. More that. Jesus. Melee can be a brutal game if you're playing off. Sometimes you feel like a god on the sticks, and sometimes you miss off the arrest. Nothing is a more surefire sign that I'm playing bad like missing that.
How? What am I doing?
Going into my first tournament, I played a mix of Fox and Puff. basically just off vibes. I didn't know exactly how things would go, but I did know this. My first opponent was Shush.
Corey!
Shush is my friend Corey, and he's a good guy.
Corey!
But in Melee, he's my opponent, and therefore a bastard. Our Fox duo will go down in history as one of the sets of Melee of all time.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Honestly, nothing is more fun than a Melee set where both players are just kind of ass at the game. So this set actually garnered a crowd. In the end, Corey prevailed, and ignoring a DQ and losers, I then immediately was eliminated by Trevor. Trevor is a PR player and another rival of mine, although I'm not sure they see it that way.
I feel bad for you.
I don't think about you at all.
That night, as I thought about the tournament, I couldn't sleep. Something was bothering me.
Bro barely played Rob at all.
Don't ever let me catch you in my recommended again.
The fact that you change his characters so frequently makes this video worthless.
Fine, I'll play Jigglypuff. The next week, I studied up on Puff and really grinded Slippy, and immediately started to improve. The great thing about Melee is that it's been out so long that there is a resource or video on pretty much any question you can ask about it.
Alexa, how do I beat Peach?
Just use back air. Are you stupid or something?
You didn't have to be rude. Slippy Ranked is an absolute game changer, and I was so happy to have an at-home ranked mode. I placed into Silver 2 at 1200 rating, which I was actually pretty happy with. What followed was the grind. Alright. Super winnable. 139. Crazy how winnable this is. Crazy how winnable this is. Week 2 was actually going amazing for me. I love learning a new character. Puff was actually really clicking with me, and my rank progression is stellar. So going into week 2's tournament, I actually had high hopes for myself. That said, it wasn't gonna be easy. I got seeded 15th of 21, meaning I was supposed to go 1 and 2. And that's actually exactly how things started. I took a set off Hopeless, the Ganon player, and used some things I had learned in the last week about Puff's crouch. But then I immediately perished to Dane, who is a fellow box player and has an insanely cracked box. Not too much to say about that. But let me tell you, in loser's bracket, I was a different beast.
Okay, good to know. I don't think I've ever survived. And there we go. Okay.
I was now playing to make it into top 8 through loser's bracket, which would have been absolutely insane for me, but it wasn't gonna come easy. I had to play S-Tone, the Peach player, in order to make it out. And now it's time for a quick break. Melee is a good game. Melee floaty matchups make it not feel that way. I hate playing Puff or Peach. It becomes an absolute war of attrition, and well, the battle started. The set was very back and forth, and while I closed out game 1 with the lead, game 2 was looking really bad. I had a huge deficit to come back from, and in floaty matchups, that could be really difficult to do. There was, however, one thing I had noticed throughout this set. S-Tone had a nasty roll-in habit. Like, really nasty. Like, really, really nasty. I knew I could hold on to this information till the very end as an ace up my sleeve. And after slowly crawling my way back, I made top 8 on my second week of the grind. I was absolutely thrilled to hit this goal so early on into the challenge. I immediately lost the Puff Ditto in top 8, but I really didn't care. Also, my Fox hit this nasty follow-up. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm home from the tournament now. I went 4-2, so I'm basically already the best. Like, I don't think I have to practice anymore. Successful video, basically only need the 2 weeks, so that's awesome. The next week I decided I was really gonna put the work in with Sleepy Ranked, but as it turns out, that's a double-edged sword. I fucking despise this matchup. This is so fucking miserable. Here, let's zoom out for a second. When playing face-to-face with people, it is usually hard to get mad or rage at them because you are physically with that person. They are a human being, they exist, they have feelings and dreams and ambitions. Every bastard you run into in Ranked is a soulless husk, nothing more. They don't feel real, you can't see them, and you're in the comfort of your own home, which unfortunately makes it really, really easy to get frustrated. From a societal perspective, raging in your room while sweating over a competitive video game is what the kids are calling a bad look. From a competitor's perspective though, it also just makes you play worse. So while I'm having some of the best days of my life outside of Melee, my afternoons looked a little different.
What a fucking joke, dude. God fucking damn it. It's truly fucking so pathetic. I fucking hate this character. Dude, jump forward air. Why the fuck am I not getting just jump forward air? Why does that feel like a fucking skill check? Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, I get stuck in everything. I get stuck in fucking everything. Fuck this fucking game. God, I fucking hate this game. I'm losing my fucking mind. Dude, this is fucking miserable.
The next tournament came before I knew it, and frankly, I had some big shoes to fill. This tournament did have fewer entrants at just 14 this time, but even still, my performance from the last week had me seeded to make top 8. And of course, following my drop to losers bracket, the person I'd have to beat to get there was Shoosh. Corey and I hadn't actually played since week 1, but it wasn't particularly close back then, despite what the 2-1 scoreline would have you believe. So, how did things go this time?
I thought you were... I thought you were strong.
Beating Corey in such a convincing manner gave me some energy going into top 8. Push, or like push over, 3-0. Scooter? How about you scoot your way out of this bracket? Jesus, man. I like these people, I swear. Yeah, I was feeling good. But then I ran into Trevor again. I've been competing in games for a long time, and I can tell you that eventually everyone runs into their Trevor. Trevor felt like a brick wall. I did not have any idea what to do. I should have been thrilled to be getting 4th. Frankly, I was, but Trevor felt unbeatable. Sheik is a nimble jackass, and these needles hurt me, like physically, like in real life. Who on earth decided that needles should do 18%? What the hell, dude? I was feeling defeated, and I knew I needed some outside help. Like, I don't know, hiring a top 15 player in the world to coach me.
This is a quick analysis with Ziggy.
The way top players think about this game can really help you contextualize how far behind you are. And obviously, Kadoran was no exception.
So, that also means that, like, the things that you kind of did after this didn't really make sense. Like, why did you up air and then shield spot dodge immediately after? It doesn't seem like you really trust in Puff. And then you just killed yourself. That's not good. Juicy up air, where, like, she can't do very much. So, like, that's, like, just something that I want you to change immediately. I'm kind of surprised after this backer you didn't immediately up tilt. You see this?
I couldn't tell you why.
I chose him, frankly, because he's a nerd, and I kind of needed the nerdy advice.
Okay, should kill her for that. I think you didn't need to do that, because so if you kick her, you would have just gone to stock, but kind of went for a more complicated edge guard and for an extra read that you didn't need to go for.
I don't get any style points though.
Now armed with new coaching and feeling the end of this challenge rapidly approaching. I made one last push in rank and managed to finish in a respectable gold 2, theoretically putting me in the top 25% of players. Frankly, yeah, I'm proud of that. I worked hard. Mission accomplished. Practice was officially over, but the challenge was not just yet finished.
There we go. I don't like being perceived very much, so this is a very awkward thing. I'm not really a vlogger. It's the last day before rain, so I am going to the last local that I will go to. Sorry, I really don't want to be perceived. If I get better than 4th today, this is obviously incredible. It is such a beautiful day out, and I'm about to go spend my time at a Smash tournament. I'm so over this, dude. I have played a ridiculous, like, almost 80 hours of Melee. I want to go do stuff, dude. I want to go play volleyball. Whatever. Last day.
For the final tournament, I was seeded to get 5th, but that hardly mattered because what was more important is I was seeded to play Trevor. So it was time to put the coaching to the test. Starting off against my round 1 opponent, things were actually going a bit shaky. Missed ledge guards, missed techs, missed L cancels, missed up smash out of shield, whatever the hell this was. I was not playing like the Ziggy I was practicing to be, and that was really frustrating. I tightened things up a little bit, but I mostly won this set through SDs, and then I moved on to play Trevor. In this set, it was really important to me that I fought Sheik on a horizontal plane and didn't let her get away with any needle shenanigans. And the good news is that is exactly what I did. I could feel immediate improvement in this set as I took a 2-stock lead to start. But then something started to happen. I started flubbing movement, I made stupid approaches, and slowly the tables started to turn. Trevor was catching me every time I tried to edge guard. How on earth are we at even stocks now? And of course, we're going to a last hit situation. I get hit, it looks like it's gonna be the end, but I live. I get Trevor off stage, and as I go to guard the ledge, I remember the previous stock. I dodge the aggressive option, grab ledge, and take game 1. Game 2 starts, and after some scrapping, I remember my coach's advice.
Okay, should kill her for that. Kill her for that. Kill her.
Trevor tries to get the needle game going on the platform like they had in the past, but this time I don't bite, and they are forced to give up. I can feel the energy start to shift in favor of me. And when it matters most, I finally land my up smash out of shield. After some back and forth, I read his recovery option, and I have a lead going into the final stock. But the lead doesn't last long. I start flubbing movement, and the pressure starts to set in. 1 stock apiece. Trevor tries once again to slow things down in needle camp, but I stay in my zone. Finally, I get Trevor off stage. This win was huge for me. Not only was Trevor my bracket demon, but he was also a PR player. I check off the goal. The rest of the tournament honestly hardly mattered. I lost to Danigan in winners, no surprise there. Beat S-Tone in losers, and then finally was eliminated by P-Bag in the longest puff match that the PNW has ever seen. Okay, 2nd longest. Oh. So that was pretty nice. That was a good ass tournament for me. So I got 4th place, which is fine, but I did beat the one person that I practiced for and got coaching for, which is a huge win, and like it was a 2-0. Like it wasn't like, it was close, but it wasn't that close. That's huge, dude, that's insane. So I did this video for Ultimate, and the night before my big event, I felt awful. Like I felt terrible. Like I was not really excited for the event. Oh, my lights turned off, that's fine. I felt like I didn't really improve that much during that challenge. I do not feel that way. I feel like I've already beat this challenge. So rain tomorrow, win or lose, I could go 0-2 at rain tomorrow and I will still feel very accomplished with how much I've improved. But hopefully I don't go 0-2 at rain tomorrow. So I guess we'll see. And you know what? I didn't go 0-2, but also rain didn't really matter. After winning my winners round 1, I got a DQ win on Free Bobby, which doesn't feel good, and was immediately forced to play Spirit Gun, who obviously I lost to. Side note, very kind individual. Then in losers, I lost to the Egg Dog guy. And I played like ass the whole tournament. You know how I know I played like ass the whole tournament? Right when it felt like I could have made my comeback, this happened. I placed my seed at Rain, but honestly, who cares? Progress isn't linear. Some days you show up, you miss up the rest, and you bust her out of bracket, and that's okay. Over the course of 1 month, I went from a 34% win rate to a 55% win rate. I got 4th at a local, I beat a local PR player, and I got placed in the top 25% of Slippy players. That's crazy. Overall, I think it's very clear that if you put in the hard work, you will improve, and aside from all of the stats, I'm so happy I can end my Melee career on a high note. That's awesome. Melee is an incredible game, but more than that, it's also just a great community. It's so hard to find community as a young adult, but my Smash friends are some of the best friends I've ever had. Listen, if you have ever had any interest in going to a tournament, please do. You might just find your people there. And if you have ever wondered what it's like to put your all into a game for a month, try it. Come back. Tell me how it went. I guarantee you'll surprise yourself. And finally, if you've ever wondered what it's like to be subscribed to my channel, I don't know. I can't help you on that one. But if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play volleyball. Special shoutouts over the end credits here to Kadoran for being a good coach, Taylor, Jackson, and Russell for their extra support in the journey, Corey and Trevor for being compelling antagonists, and Slippy for keeping Melee so goddamn interesting.